Do you think maybe the current CS for Interior and the president are aware of what Pastor Ezekiel is going through?
Who is not aware? If you are aware, and them, they have the machinery. So you are aware. Yes, then. Amekuta kukihubiriwa na ataacha mahubiri tu hapa duniani. Mwambie tulie.
Ili ni swali la mwisho tukimalizia, Apostle. We talked about Pastor Ezekiel recently. And unfortunately, his Kilifi crusade was stopped over the weekend. And the pastor came out and released a heavy curse on those who are fighting him. Do you think that's a good way?
You don't release curses. You pray for your enemies. You don't say, go, I'll curse you, I do this. No. Let your God fight for you. Akina Moses were beaten up, and they never go cursing. Joshua was in trouble. David was in trouble. They sought God. They sought God's opinion. David, he found his 2 wives have been taken away, and the cattle, goats, everything has gone. So he never went to curse. He went to the ephod and asked God, can I follow? Can I go for them? Then God told him, pursue, and you will recover plus theirs. So you don't go cursing. You go, you raise a sacrifice. You raise an altar, you raise a sacrifice. You kneel down, you ask God, can I pursue? Yes. Can I stop? Yes. Because you are preaching God. You are whatever he's doing is about God.
Now, maybe imefika mahali anasema sasa itabidi niwaonyeshe.
Was it your work? This is what you're doing. Was it your work? This church is not mine. It belongs to God. So the owner is there. You release yourself to him. Let him do the battle. Jehoshaphat, in the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter number 20, Jehoshaphat was told that there is an attack that is coming. 3 mighty nations are coming to attack you. Jehoshaphat was a bit scared, but what he did, he commanded a fast all over the nation. Then after that, he went to the temple and spoke to God. Then God told them through Jahaziel, go, just sit down and see the deliverance I'm about to bring to you. He told them to go and prepare a worship team to sing for God and go before him, not an army. Yes, you don't go. And that's the same advice I'm giving to Gachagua. Go on your knees. Pastor Ezekiel and Gachagua, they are the same. Go seek God. If it is indeed God that sent you, Jesus was also there. He was persecuted. He was aliwekwa kwenye msalaba. But he told God, remove this cup. But if it is your will for this thing to go on, let it go on. So it is a cup that he's going through. He might tell God, not human, not the persecutors. Don't speak to the persecutors. They have no word. They have no solution for your problem. In fact, they are the problem. So don't go saying that I curse you. That curse will not get you anywhere. What he needs to do, he needs to go raise an altar. He has a spiritual father. He go raise an altar and a sacrifice. Go before God. Tell God, this is your work. This country belongs to you. Listen. Tell God, this is your work I'm doing. This country belongs to you. The government that is stopping you, it is your government. Now choose which one we want to go. Then go home. Wait for the results.
But maybe
you can't fight for God. We don't fight for God. We are used by God to perfect his work. You can't. What can you do? What weapon do you have that can fight for God? David was a small boy, and he told Goliath, you are coming to me with that mighty, you are a mighty person. You are coming to me with weapons and a lot of knowledge. But for me, I'm coming to you with my God. Because this is spiritual warfare. This is a spiritual warfare. You don't become physical. You go spiritual.
And what do you think will happen maybe if it goes physical? Because right now, alichukua kamba kafunga akasema hii ni maisha ya mtu nafunga wala wanapiga vita.
That one is between him and his God, but that is so much irrelevant of what he was doing and the kind of battle he's in. You surrender to God. You let God do his will. He called you. He can't call you into an office and he failed to protect his own office. God is there. He supports. He will walk with you. He will be with you. That is what he told Joshua. Do not be dismayed, nor be afraid. I will be with you. Moses, he asked to God, I'm not going until you go with me. And God and Moses supported the cause. And he said, God told Moses, I will be with you. God told Elijah, I will be with you. God told all the servants that really support him, I will be with you. When this preacher in Nigeria, the old one, Idahosa, the witch gathered in a province, and they said they are going to kill him. Then he was in America. And he came and told all the witches are going to die. They all died. Because God had told him. He surrendered to God. When you are in the battle that is related to God, you surrender. You go to him. Because he is your boss. You are a toddler. You don't fight when he is alive. You don't go fighting when your boss he has not instructed you. Just go on your knee, sit down under your boss, and let him fight for you.
And this is just a question I want to know. Do you think maybe the current CS for Interior and the President are aware of what Pastor Ezekiel is going through?
Who is not aware? If you are aware, and them, they have the machinery. So you are aware? Yes, then? Yeah.
So, Apostle, umesema like...
You are talking about it. I've seen you in his having conversation a lot about it. Then who is not aware? You are a mouthpiece yourself. You are a mouthpiece of many. You are a mouthpiece yourself. You are a mouthpiece of the government, and maybe perhaps you are working for the intelligence, and maybe perhaps you are working for Ezekiel, and you know this. What will make you not think that Kindiki is not aware? That Ruto is not aware? That is a public figure.
Lakini mbona kama they have the power to stop all these things that he's going through?
No. That one is beyond you. It is beyond you. Kitakuramba. It is beyond you. Yes.
But like, why would they okay, Apostle, ukiona mtu anasumbuliwa pale na uko na nguvu wa kutoa hiyo makosa, mbona mwaje tu apitie mashida yote and they can just say, hey, stop disturbing Pastor Ezekiel?
Mbona Mungu hakuambia stop persecuting Jesus? And he was aware. And he was his son.
Kuna tofauti kubwa hapo sana.
Hakuna.
So Pastor Ezekiel tu akuwe patient, kimurambe tu na mwisho atakuwa tu sawa.
Nani amemwambia watu wanakufa? That asipokuwa dunia hii, asipokuwa kihubiri, watu watakufa. Amekuta kukihubiriwa na ataacha mahubiri tu hapa duniani. Mwambie tulie.
Do you suggest maybe aende kwa live, aachane kwanza kuhubiri for a while?
I can't suggest. He was called. He says he was called. Whoever called you has an instruction over you. He's the one who gives you direction. Tomorrow wake up, go sleep, wake up. We are all puppets. Yes, me, I preach when I'm told to preach. I will speak when I'm told to speak. I have to ask permission from my boss to either to speak to you. And he tells me, that man is this and this and this. So before I even spoke to you, I know your intention. I knew the question you are asking. That's why you normally see me answering questions you have not asked me. And you go to your notebook, you find you had prepared this question. Because my boss has told me what you want to come and tell me. Mm-hmm.
And what advice would you give Pastor Ezekiel? Kwa sababu anaanza kupiga.
I don't have an advice for him. I don't have. He has his boss.
And the repercussion of whatever he said.
He has his boss. His boss is God. Yeah. The kind of a God he's worshiping, we'll advise him properly.
This is a spiritual battle and versus a governmental battle.
No. Who said it's a government battle?
Because anazuiliwa na mapolisi.
Spiritual goes spiritual. Anything physical goes physical. How much have you been paid by him?
I don't work for Pastor Ezekiel.
But we are so sympathetic on him. And many pastors are being persecuted. Why are you not talking about a helicopter? Wahome. And his church was shut down.
I've seen the exploits Pastor Ezekiel.
Yes. If it has come to an end for him, it is an end. If it is the beginning for him, maybe the platform him is being raised. You never know. Rather to become that strong, he went to prison. He was tortured. He was fingered. I hear his machine is not operating. That's what I hear from people. And he has become, out of it, he became a figure to reckon with. So Uhuru had to go to Hague for him to become the president. What's so funny about that?
Any final remarks to anybody watching you?
Any final remark is that let's love our country. Let's love our God. We worship our God. We trust in God. Anything that is happening can't happen without God knowing. If we lay our trust to God, God will lift us up. Do not have anybody as your enemy. Say as it is and forget and leave it to God to drive you for the next course of your life.